What is good, Ninja? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another PE News video. Today, we got a lot of great information for you guys and a little bit of a rant on Square Enix because their antics when it comes to Final Fantasy is absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, let's go ahead and get right into the news here. And we're going to start off with Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy VII Remake's cloud character design has changed. And we've got 4 new screenshots that debuted at the Final Fantasy Art Exhibition, or at least we thought we would have 4 new screenshots, but we'll get into why you guys aren't going to be seeing that in just a bit. So shout outs to Gamatsu for the article. During a talk show at the Final Fantasy Farewell Stories 30th Anniversary Exhibition, which is running in Tokyo until February 28th, Square Enix debuted 4 new in-development screenshots of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Unfortunately, those screenshots were limited to those in attendance, and it was said that there are no plans to release them online for quite some time. So we did hear that one of the developers said we finally got the go-ahead from Tetsuya Nomura to talk about the screenshots here, and there's also some descriptions in terms of people who looked at the event, or people who were at the event, I should say, and they described what they saw. And I'm not even going to go into that because this is ridiculous. You got people describing characters because Square Enix is completely incompetent when it comes to handling the Final Fantasy franchise, releasing games on time, and just doing things the right way when it comes to their fans. Like, look, I'm a big Square Enix fan, guys. I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy fan, but I like Final Fantasy. I don't think Final Fantasy is as good as Xenoblade. I don't think it's as good as Fire Emblem, but that's just my opinion. I would put it underneath those two, especially lately. Now, the older Final Fantasy games, I agree, are just as good as any game Nintendo's ever released, or Jade Empire, or certain other games that I like on other platforms, whatever the case is. KOTOR, Knights of the Republic, Mass Effect, Final Fantasy VI, for example, very good game, just as good, if not better than those. But my issue with modern Square Enix is that they'll sit there and they'll announce a project, and then they will keep fans like waiting forever. They will keep fans waiting forever. They will sit there and tease and tease and tease, then give us nothing for years and years and years, then come up with some really stupid reason why they can't show us things, and then next thing you know, it's been 10 years since we've seen a game, and then all during that, we'll get 3 really bad Final Fantasy games or 4 really bad Final Fantasy games in the same amount of time. I mean, we've seen this over and over with what they've done. We saw that with Final Fantasy 15, okay? That game was so old when they first talked about it, okay? I was in high school, okay? I was just getting out of high school and going into college. That was a long time ago. I graduated from college 8 years ago, and I just got into high school when they first announced that, okay? So just think about that. And Final Fantasy 15 just released not too long ago. It's only been a year or so since its release, and it wasn't even complete. We have the Royal Edition that's actually the real Final Fantasy that's coming out pretty soon. It's already out, or whatever it is. Okay, so my issue with Square Enix, it seems like every other franchise that they have, things can go smoothly here and there. But when it comes to Final Fantasy, they find ways to just do the weirdest things, delayed things. You're showing people screenshots at exhibitions and saying we're not going to release them online. What about all of your fans that are sitting there and waiting for this? Because I'm waiting for it. I love Final Fantasy VII. I think it's a fantastic game. I've beaten it multiple times. It's awesome. But you're going to sit here and say we're going to announce Final Fantasy VII Remake back in 2015, pretty much give no information after that, now show some screenshots to people, then say, oh, well, we won't release them for quite some time. What? It's been 3 years. We're going on 3 years now that you've been talking about this game, or that this game has been revealed. That's absolutely ridiculous. And we've literally gotten nothing on this title. That's ridiculous. This is a mistreatment of Final Fantasy fans. And look, I'm not sitting here like I'm raging mad, like, oh my gosh, Square Enix, you have to do this. But I think that Square Enix pretty much, when it comes to Final Fantasy, they're ridiculous. They're ridiculous in how they present information. They're ridiculous when they announce these games. I wish Square Enix would just announce the games when around the time that they're ready to go. Don't announce them in 2013 and then we're gonna sit here and wait for Kingdom Hearts in 2018. Don't sit here and announce Final Fantasy VII Remake in 2015 and then sit there and give us no information, give out screenshots at art galleries or something, or whatever this is. Absolutely ridiculous in terms of how they handle the Final Fantasy franchise, and I'm done. I'm done with them doing this. I swear that I'm not going to report on anything until I actually get the game in my hands. No, I'm joking. I'm probably going to report on stuff, but still, man, this is just ridiculous. Like, you have people describing the screenshots. Reminds me of the Skyward Sword situation where Miyamoto actually doodled something and said, hey, this is what we think it's going to look like. It's like, you don't tell us anything about Legend of Zelda, then this is what you do? Like, stop it. Stop it. It's been years already, Nintendo. Stop it. So it kind of reminds me of that, and it was just as annoying back then. So we'll see what happens after this, guys. All right, and moving to the next article here. Harvest Moon Light of Hope Special Edition for the PS4 and Nintendo Switch launches this May. We finally have some details on when this game is coming out. So Natsume will release Harvest Moon Light of Hope Special Edition for the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch in May for $39.99, the publisher has announced. Rising Star Games will handle the distribution in Europe. More information about what makes the console version of Harvest Moon Light of Hope Special Edition will be revealed soon, Natsume teased. Quote, Harvest Moon fans have been eager to experience the series on the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4, so we are happy to be able to give them a date to put on their calendar, Natsume President and CEO Hiro Makawa said in a press release. The special edition has new features made specifically for console gamers that we will be unveiling throughout the coming months. We also look forward to sharing some special bonuses to go along with the game. Fans should definitely stay tuned as we lead up to the launch this spring. Harvest Moon Light of Hope is currently available for the PC via Steam. Here's a brief overview of the game via Natsume. In Harvest Moon Light of Hope, players begin the game as they set out looking for a fresh start and new surroundings. During their voyage, their ship is hit by a monsoon and goes down. As they drift into a small harbor town, now in shambles from the storm, it will be up to the player to help rebuild the town and save the lighthouse. Nevertheless, with some hard work, growing crops, tending livestock, and gathering materials for repairs, players will be able to make new friends, start a new family, revive the lighthouse, and save the town. So these games, I don't ever play them. I don't ever play Harvest Moon games. I used to play the one like back in the day, like on the N64 or something like that. Thought it was okay. Stardew Valley has kind of came in. I played that a little bit, but I'm just not into these games particularly. But I know a lot of people are really excited about Harvest Moon coming over to the Nintendo Switch. I've had many of you guys message me say, hey, what's up with Harvest Moon? You're going to talk about Harvest Moon. You're going to report on Harvest Moon. And I'm always like, well, when they bring out something for me to report on, I'll definitely do so. And here we go. Harvest Moon Light of Hope is coming this May, $39.99 PS4 and the Nintendo Switch. And there is already a PC version, so if you want to go get that, but I think the Nintendo Switch version, just like Stardew Valley, would be dope to have to play anywhere that you want. I know the Harvest Moon games are kind of not necessarily like AAA or whatever you want to put it in terms of the quality, more like the AA style of title, but they're still great games. People love to play them. There's a lot of gameplay in terms of what you can do, and people do like the Steam version of it. So what do you guys think of Harvest Moon Light of Hope Special Edition coming to PS4 and of course the Nintendo Switch this May? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving to the final article here, we have the Evolution Championship Series 2018 main games, otherwise known as EVO 2018. They announced them yesterday in a live stream, and if you follow me on Twitter, make sure you do @PlayerEssence. I was actually reporting on these live as they were happening, but I wanted to make sure that I got a video out and my thoughts in terms of the games. So for all of you ARMS fans out there, sorry, your game did not make it. And a little bit, somewhat surprisingly, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite did not make it, and my bro let me know that this is the first time like in EVO history that there's going to be no Marvel vs. Capcom games at the main stage when it comes to what they're projecting on screen. Now, if you go to the tournament, you can still find side tournaments with ARMS, and you can still find side tournaments with Marvel vs. Capcom. The people of these communities need to stop sulking, because I know some people are really upset. Don't be upset. Go there. Maybe if you play another game, you could enter that. Then also find people of your community and make sure you guys all kind of coordinate and go there and have your own side tournaments, because the Evolution staff did say that they're going to have plenty of space for you guys to go there and still support your game and play tournaments and do what you need to do. Heck, there's probably going to be a lot of side betting. It's in Vegas, so go there and have a good time. You don't need to necessarily be the main game on there in order to go and find other gamers to play with. So that's the first thing that I want to say. A lot of people have been giving Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite crap, and rightly so for some reasons, but that doesn't mean you still can't go to the tournament and find people who want to play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite there. So that's just something that I want to say. Don't be upset or sad about it, because there were a lot of people that were bummed out. Go there, still find your community and play the games. And if you can, try to get in on one of these main 8 games. It might be a great time to learn one of these other games. It's in August. It's a little bit later than usual, so pick up one of these other games that we'll talk about here as well if you need to have a game on the main stage or something like that. So let's go ahead and get into the list. And this is in no particular order in terms of when I talk about the Sunday events as well, because they're still working that out. So Street Fighter V Arcade Edition is of course going to be there. Tekken 7, Injustice 2, Dragon Ball FighterZ Z, Guilty Gear XRD Rev 2, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, which is really cool, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Now, in terms of the main stage games, these are going to be the games that are played on Sunday, the big event where they move from one of the locations to the bigger location, and they have it all there and all of the nice production values, even higher than before. Here are the main games. in no particular order. So Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, but I can bet you that's going to be the last game, main stage, where everyone's watching. It's going to be that game. Next, Tekken 7, Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is hype. That game in its first year of eligibility, first year released. It just came out and it's already got a Sunday spot. Really good there. Guilty Gear XRD Rev 2 and Super Smash Bros. Melee overtakes Super Smash Bros. For Wii U for the main stage. But last year, the reason why Super Smash Bros. For Wii U was on the main stage was because they got a deal with Disney in order to get that on TV. So they had to have it on the main stage, which made sense. There was great ratings for it. But now that that deal's probably not happening this year, then we got Super Smash Bros. Melee back on the main stage. And for all of you guys, if you remember 2016, that was that epic comeback from Hungrybox to Armada. Armada basically had him down grand finals, and Hungrybox made that comeback, and it was just an emotional ride for Hungrybox, especially considering the type of year he had that year, and he was nominated for Gamer of the Year at the Game Awards later in that year in 2016. So that's going to be back. I'm pretty sure that's going to be really hype. It's going to be interesting to see if some of the newcomers like Plup and the other guys can kind of overtake the old gods of Melee. Leffen, all those guys are waiting right there, and it's a prime opportunity for them to jump up and kind of take their own case, because Plup has been making a pretty big advance in the Super Smash Bros. Melee world. It's also great to see Dragon Ball FighterZ. I talked about that first year. It's already there, so it's awesome just to see that. Tekken, mainstay, of course. Street Fighter, mainstay, of course. Street Fighter is one of the ones where so many people play. There's so many entrants. There's so many good players. You have no idea who's going to win. We had Mena RD winning the Capcom Cup. You don't know who's going to come in there. There's so many Evil Genius players sponsored, and Echo Fox, and just all sorts of stuff. So I always watch EVO. It's hype. It's so good. So if you guys haven't watched EVO before, because I know some of you guys maybe are into that, check it out. Even if you're not big into fighting games, EVO is like seriously awesome to watch the skill of these players. And the commentators are always so good at EVO. They bring their A game. So I definitely suggest, if you can't watch throughout the tournament, which the tournament is long all weekend, watch the main events. Those are really good. So what do you guys think about all of these different games here in terms of what made it the main stage event games and all that? Were you happy? Were you sad? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in for the next video. Peace.